this place, I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion.
Jurassic Park Survival is basically what fans have been asking for since the 90s. Game puts you alone on Isla Nublar, surrounded by creatures you simply can't defeat. Unlike most Jurassic games, this one is focused on tension, stealth, and atmosphere, not action. Dinosaurs aren't just enemies, they're unpredictable threats you have to avoid, hide from, and outsmart. If the final gameplay delivers on what we've seen so far, this could easily become the most immersive Jurassic experience ever made.
That's far enough!
Stay out of my way!
Stand aside!
I do not take orders from anyone!
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
This feels less like a game and more like a playable Marvel movie. Marvel 1943 brings Captain America and Black Panther into the same story, set during World War II and the rise of Hydra. The entire project is built around cinematic storytelling, facial animation, and big emotional moments, not arcade-style action. This feels less like a superhero game, and more like the kind of story Marvel usually saves for cinemas.
Be careful, Stanwasami.
When am I not?
It's better if I tackle this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
That won't be a problem. Our cat friend is definitely here too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
Who the hell are you?
If you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
Hell Let Loose Vietnam takes the brutal realism of the original and drops it into one of the most intense war settings ever. Instead of World War II, this time you're fighting in dense jungles, unpredictable terrain, and constant ambush scenarios. The focus is still on large-scale battles, teamwork, and tactical gameplay, but Vietnam adds a completely different atmosphere, with visibility, sound, and environment playing a much bigger role. This is the kind of shooter where surviving a match feels more important than winning it.
It's been years.
Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis is expected to bring Lara Croft back in a much more ambitious way than ever before. The game reportedly combines classic exploration and puzzle solving with modern open-world elements set around the myth of the lost city of Atlantis. Instead of just action, the focus seems to be on atmosphere, ancient mysteries, and large-scale environments that reward exploration. If this really becomes the next mainline Tomb Raider, it could easily redefine what the franchise looks like for the next decade.
I didn't know then the path this adventure would send me on.
Warhammer 40,000 is basically a dream project for strategy fans. For the first time, the massive scale of Warhammer 40k is coming into the Total War formula, with Space Marines, alien factions, and galaxy-level warfare. Unlike the fantasy trilogy, this one shifts fully into sci-fi, meaning long-range combat, futuristic units, and far more complex battlefield tactics. This isn't about small victories anymore, it's about controlling entire worlds.
There is no peace amongst the stars. There is only war.
Eel is one of the most disturbing horror games currently in development, and that's exactly why people can't stop talking about it. The game focuses on ultra-realistic body horror, grotesque creatures, and extremely detailed animations that make everything feel uncomfortably real. Unlike classic horror games, Eel isn't about cheap jump scares, but slow psychological tension and pure visual nightmare fuel. This is the kind of game you remember long after you stop playing it.
I think I want a second opinion.
Resident Evil Requiem is rumored to be a major return to survival horror for the series, bringing back a much darker tone and a stronger focus on atmosphere rather than pure action. According to early information, the game aims to blend classic Resident Evil tension with modern visuals, meaning limited resources, slower pacing, and a much more oppressive environment. This feels like Resident Evil finally trusting fear more than explosions again.
You there, Leon?
Yeah.
Hey, over here.
FBI, what are you doing here?
Would you like to see what's hidden under the hood?
Don't do anything stupid.
Me? Never.
Uncover the truth that lies within.
Crimson Desert looks like one of those games that's trying to push every boundary at once. Massive open-world landscapes, dynamic weather, real-time physics, large-scale battles, and fully cinematic storytelling. What makes it interesting is that it's not just another RPG, but a single-player experience built with MMO-level technology. You can go from quiet exploration to full battlefield chaos in seconds. If the developers actually manage to balance all these systems, Crimson Desert could become one of the most ambitious open-world games ever made.
First of all, thank you for joining us on this ship.
Ace Combat 8 is all about one thing: pure aerial power fantasy. High-speed dogfights, massive explosions, and cinematic missions that make you feel like the main character in a blockbuster war movie. The series is known for mixing arcade-style flying with surprisingly emotional storytelling, and this new entry is expected to push visuals and scale even further. This is pure pilot fantasy, the kind of game that makes you want to grab a controller instantly.
From now on, you'll be the greatest ace pilot this war will ever know.
I asked for nothing, and they still came and took everything.
No Law looks like a game that doesn't care about rules at all. Set in a modern city with no real authority, the entire experience is built around chaos, freedom, and player-driven mayhem. Instead of a classic story structure, the focus seems to be on emergent gameplay, where every situation can spiral into something completely unpredictable. If the systems are deep enough, No Law could become one of those sandbox games where no two playthroughs ever feel the same.